Quick. Okay, so introduce yourself, your name, where you from? Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm Sbahle Mkhize. I'm from South Africa and I'm living in China.
Can you say hi, guys?
Because I said hi guys for us.
Hi, I'm Emily Buitumelo and I am from South Africa and I live in Beijing.
How long you guys been living
I
here?
didn't say which city I live in. I live in Wuxi.
Wuxi, and you live in
Shut
Beijing,
up.
right?
I live
I'm
in
representing
Beijing.
Wuxi.
How long you guys been in China?
How long have we? Since 2019. You do the math.
6 years?
this is
5 years?
5
Yo,
years, yeah.
5
This
years.
is our
You
fifth
too?
year now.
5 years.
Yes.
How has China changed you as a person?
In many ways that I can't get into. I think this video won't be enough. But the biggest one is that I'm more confident. I believe in myself. I've been able to be more independent. And I'm just more brave. I feel like I can do things without thinking about the repercussions in most times. But I think having that spirit in a foreign land really helps you to kind of figure out what is for you and what isn't. And then you can set boundaries. And then once you figured out the world and how you can navigate it, I feel like it's limitless. You know, you can do whatever you want. So yeah, it's really given me that spirit of this is my time, I'm living my best life, and I can do everything I want to do in this season. So yeah, China has really opened up so many doors for me.
What about you?
It has taught me self-sufficiency.
Yes.
I think I've always been very independent and I knew that I could do things for myself, but I didn't know to what extent until I came here. Because being away from home, being away from family, I am my only safety net. So if anything needs to happen, I need to make it happen. So
no one else who's
my
gonna come
self-sufficiency, I can sustain myself anywhere in the world at this point.
100%.
Are there any values, customs you guys have picked up living in China? Chinese values or customs or maybe practices in this country that you think you've really picked up as a person living in this country?
Probably one that I wasn't, okay, maybe, I don't know if it's a good cultural thing that they do here, but they are heavy on the phones, heavy on the gadgets, heavy on the, always on the phone. And you know what? I never used to be a phone person and I never used to be techno savvy. Now, put anything here in front of me, I will figure it out immediately. So it's really, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm really technology savvy and like very aware that I'm living in a techno savvy world and a country. And so I'm up to date. I know things. You're not gonna tell me about AI.
What about you? Though?
For me is time.
Time, right?
I really value time. I like being early. And one thing I really love and appreciate about Chinese people is how they're always on time. And if they say we're going to be there at 7, we are there at 7 and things will start at 7. So I think that's something that's made me very aware of. And I appreciate about them because I love being on time. And I don't appreciate people who brand themselves as late people. So if you have branded yourself as a late person, that's not cute, and you can learn a thing or two from Chinese people about being punctual. Just be punctual.
Be punctual, right?
And in the same breath, they value any single work they get. Like something that I feel like sometimes, I'm talking about South Africa now, when people get a job or looking for a job, they kind of classify the jobs and like, this job, I can't be working here, I can't be. People here, if you are someone who picks up trash, you are going to take that job seriously. You're going to show up on time and do it properly. And that translates into every single career. And that's what I've seen too. I think something that Emily's already spoke about, just like time, efforts, and just that awareness, you know, is so important.
Show up.
Show up and show out.
Exactly.
Is there anything here that you guys don't understand that you can't still wrap your head around it about life in China?
Holidays.
Holidays!
Why are we making
The
up
hol-
a holiday?
Traumatized. Working back holidays.
The holiday culture,
Guys,
right?
let's give you guys a background.
Okay,
so
tell us about it.
anytime you here in China, if you work in China, anytime you get a holiday, okay, Public Day, Freedom Day, Children's Day, if that day means we are not coming to work, you need to work that day back. That means on a weekend.
On the weekend, right?
Guys, for 5 months, tell me how is that like
Make it make sense. Yeah.
Have any of you
We've
guys
been here
off
for
them?
5
Why?
years. And
Okay,
we
so-
all know every year that whatever holiday that will come, even if it's one day, they'll give you 2 extra days. But those 2 extra days, you have to work them
On the
back.
weekend,
but
right?
Like, make it make sense. Just give us one day and then we go back to work so we can
don't
have
give it to
our
us at
weekend
all.
back.
If you're a Chinese person watching this video, please comment and tell us the reason why we have this holiday system in China, because it doesn't make sense to foreigners. Sorry to say that. It still doesn't make sense to foreigners.
It still doesn't. 5 years later, it still doesn't make sense to me. It still doesn't. We still miss the work. Like it's still, we never catch up. So why?
Living here for 5 years, do you guys speak Chinese? We were in the same class online. We studied Chinese online.
Shout out to
yeah?
Olga.
Yeah, Olga, shout out to you, our Chinese teacher. Yeah. Do you speak Chinese? 你可以说中文吗？
一点点，我说中文一点，
你说中文一点点。
一点点。
你是哪人？你是哪个国家？
什么？我在南非。
你是南非啊？
南非人。
啊。
是的。
Okay.
So like my Chinese is like this.
Survival Chinese, right?
Survival Chinese,
Survival
but really
Chinese.
I didn't know any before Olga. So
Right.
shout out to Olga.
All right.
Emily is on another
Emily,
level.
how is your Chinese?
It's
Oscar
very
Chinese.
basic.
On a scale of 10.
Maybe a 4.
4! Oh,
Lying,
right.
she's a 7.
7, right?
Like
Right.
good
So you speak Chinese, right?
Very little Chinese.
Very little Chinese,
like,
right.
Conversational, maybe.
Okay.
I understand way more than
You
I have the
speak,
responses.
yeah,
for.
I agree.
But yeah.
Okay.
And how's your language now? How's your Chinese?
But I've been here for 10 years, but my Chinese is so terrible, guys. I don't want to talk about it.
So I don't feel bad anymore.
Yeah, I don't feel bad.
Do you guys plan living in China for long? You've been here for 5 years already. Is it going to be a time that you're going to, okay, I'm done, I'm leaving this country, or you still have some years?
I have a few years in me, but there's going to be a time where I'm going to be like, okay, that's enough, time is up. I think, you know, this is a country that as foreigners, I don't think it's foreigner friendly when it comes to planting your roots and building a
Making
family.
permanent plans, right?
Making permanent plans. It's great if you already have a family and you guys can just pick up from where you left off. A lot of families do that. So us as young people who are unmarried, I think it's tricky because you meet someone, they have plans now, and you have plans and you try to integrate it. This is not the country where you integrate plans. But definitely moving in the next 3-4 years.
Right. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, this whole thing started just as 1 year, and we are on 5 years now.
Now we're on year 5.
But what I'll say is, I'll definitely not be here forever. I do not plan to settle in China because there isn't really a settlement plan for foreigners. So, like Spa said, but eventually, I would love to go back home or go somewhere
I would
else.
love to also come back home. But also, we talk about this often. Like a lot of people run away from it. I would love to go back home. But it's like, there's nothing
But
there for us
you went
anymore.
home like last year,
No, I
December.
mean to live at home
to live
forever.
at home, right?
But like Emily said, maybe another country before home.
Right.
But
Okay.
leaving China, definitely.
Definitely right.
Yeah.
What is your last message to people who want to come from South Africa? Because I know it's quite tricky now when it comes to the job market here as Africans, as South Africans, because you guys are only people considered as native speakers from Africa, right?
Yeah.
But I watched your video on YouTube and you talk about how tricky the whole situation is. What is your message to people who still want to come to China? Is it worth it coming to China now, or they should look for other places to go?
My honest advice is, if this is your first teaching job, yes, still try to come, because you know what? It's good to get experience. You might be getting experience in a tricky time, but you're still getting experience. But if this is your second or third job, teaching job, and you're weighing Dubai, Abu Dhabi, China, maybe even South Korea, I would say just pause on rushing to China, because there are so many changes happening, so many things happening to our salaries, that it's actually quite scary when you're here. So I think if you have the opportunity to get a job in another country, and you're not a teacher for the first time, do it. Go there. You can always come here, travel, be a tourist, and figure it out. But if it's the first time, I understand that you know nothing else, and it's important for you to learn different things. But know that it's completely different from how it was when we started, and what you've seen on my channel 3 years ago is not the same now. So yeah.
Right. What is your message to your people?
It's a difficult time.
It's a
It's a
difficult
tough
time.
time to be a South African teacher in China right now. But there are still schools that value people who are here to provide good education, of which most South Africans do that. So be patient in your job hunting, but also don't make China your only option. Consider other countries. I know a lot of people only want to come to China because
Of the monetary.
China is said to be the highest paying country out of all countries where you can go teach ESL. But there are so many other factors that you need to consider, and money might not even be enough to compensate for the amount of like the struggle that you go through and everything else. So just look at the experience holistically and just decide, if is this for me, and if China is not for you, maybe somewhere else is. But don't give up, don't be discouraged. It's tough, but there will be a breakthrough. So keep going, and I wish everyone the best who are
Keep
trying
going.
to
They wish
find
you all the best. Come to China for the experience. Yeah.
have a good job.
Definitely.
We're done. We're done. Bye bye. This is a whole video.